guys, how's it going? This is
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Hold on, I don't see the stream element guy. Are we actually live?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because when that guy doesn't pop up, sometimes we're not actually
sure
there.
Well, let's see here.
I can hear you in here, so that's a good start.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got here? We got that. We should be live. I know what you mean. The stream elements thing isn't popping up.
Yeah. Usually that guy. That little guy, that little robot man pops up and tells us that we're live, basically.
Let's see if anything pops up here. Huh. Stream elements must have changed their thing. All right. Fun. Oh, well, that worked.
Sure. But I remember people were chatting the last time that this happened and we weren't live, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Well,
okay.
Jeremiah's here.
Thank you. We're live. All right,
We're
good.
live. All right.
Little robot man just isn't here today.
Yep. I don't know what the deal is. All right. So we got a whole bunch of stuff today.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Hey, he was slow today.
Yeah, it was weird.
The stream element spot was slow, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so today we're doing Parker Brothers, and we have a lot of games to play today, and we have commercials this time.
Ooh, so
we're gonna be.
We'll spend as much time as we possibly can on each, but we might have to.
Yeah, we'll see.
Give a couple of them just a brief treatment.
We'll see. All right, let's check out our first commercial here.
Oh, already starting with the commercial today.
Yep. This is apparently a theatrical commercial.
Like in movie theaters?
Yeah.
Street to street. There is no way to fight it. It gives them so much heat. When it catches fire, you never want to stop. Just keep going higher.
You know these simulators.
You'll find yourself smoking, really sweating.
The games look nothing like that.
The games that are real hot.
Warning, the outbreak of hot video games that had been contained in the arcades is now spreading to homes everywhere.
Hot videos burning up for time. It started in the arcades, now it's spreading all around. There's no way to fight it. It gives us so much heat. Hot video from the ones that beat.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what movies would this have been in front of?
No clue. I have no idea.
Do we know the release year of that?
That was,
Commercial?
I think, 1982, but I could be wrong. Jeremiah might know.
What's a good movie in 1982? From
Let's
1982.
see. Ghostbusters was 83. I'm not sure.
I
But
learned a fun fact about Ghostbusters recently.
yeah.
Of course, the day we're not playing Ghostbusters is the day I remember this fun fact. Apparently, like, the term "your toast" was originally coined by Bill Murray in that movie. Like, people didn't say it before that point in any regular frequency to note it as a slang term.
Interesting. So he invented that.
Kinda,
Your
yeah.
toast. Okay.
Apparently, it was partly just because they were riffing on the lines and he was doing improv, and that just came out, and then people started saying it. Or at least that is the colloquial explanation that I have heard. So.
Interesting. Okay. So that was kind of a generic Parker Brothers commercial. And actually it was pretty cool. I had a kind of catchy tune. My biggest problem is, and with a lot of these type of games, and we've seen it before in commercials, is they never show actual screen, like what it actually looks like. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think what they do is here's what it looks like. And then the marketing guys that are making the commercial going, we can't show this on TV. We got to show something better. And it's like the like Popeye looked like a cartoon. I mean, it didn't even look that good in the arcade, you know?
That's something you might get today.
Yeah, and it's just like, really? Yeah, so it's a little kind of lame in my opinion, but whatever. But the first game we have actually is Amidar, which I actually have a commercial for. So let's go ahead and play that.
You're a kid, right?
No.
Wrong! You're a gorilla being chased by wild warriors. You're playing Amidar, the challenging new home video game. You outsmarted the warriors and won, right? Wrong! Now you're a paint roller being chased by pigs. Amidar is action-packed like the arcade game and lots of fun. You've won, right? Wrong! You're a gorilla again, only now the game's faster. But you're ready for Amidar, right? Right. From Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
So I'm kind of curious why it's called Amidar. Any idea?
Not a clue.
I can't think of. It almost seems like two words that they kind of smoosh together a little bit, like parts of words.
I've never
or something.
actually played the game. I've
Okay.
seen the, through Blue Dragon's Horde, I've seen like the occasional copy come through.
Sure.
And I'll look at that and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting.
It's a
I
cool
always
gorilla
assumed
on the front,
it was the name of that weird gorilla,
Okay.
which I didn't think was a gorilla, but I,
Right.
didn't really matter. But
So,
the paint roller
so just to
thing
let
is
you know,
really throwing me though.
this is one of Jeremiah's childhood favorites. So,
Amidar?
Yeah. So
Amidar, I guess?
Amidar, apparently. I would always call it just Amidar, but
Yeah, up until that commercial, I thought that's what it was called.
It is kind of funny when you see commercials. Do you see actually somebody that's actually in the know theoretically pronounce it correctly?
Yeah.
But that doesn't always mean that. It's kind of a interesting thing because
there's
sometimes they
Amidar.
just they're reading a thing and they don't
Sure,
actually
yeah.
know. So I'm gonna let you try this to start. See, that's it. That looks
It's-
like a gorilla to me. You know,
I mean, I guess, yeah, in the rough sense of things. Pronounce it like Ed does.
Amidar.
Amidar. Well. Oh. Okay.
okay.
Ooh.
Let me turn it down a little bit.
So
I think what you're trying to do, I can't. It's been a while.
goal-
I think it's like kicks, in that you're trying to close an area, or there's another like Foursquare, or there's a thing at the menus as a kid.
Sure. I'm
like,
not
you know,
doing
you're-
great so far.
Yes, close that up area. I think that's how you do. Go right. That's what you want to be doing,
Oh, so you have to.
and
okay.
avoid the bad guys. Avoid the noise. Oh,
It
I
didn't
don't
count
think
it.
you quite got
Nope,
there.
didn't quite do it.
So I actually really like these kind of games. Oh no!
They pincered me.
So it's kind of a maze-ish. Oh, what'd you do? Did you hit
I
a
just
button?
lost.
Oh,
That's all. So, it just kind of starts too, which
Mm-hmm.
is interesting.
anyway, so yeah, I used to play a game a lot called Kicks or Quicks. Yeah, like it's QIX. It is like this, but it was more freeform in that you choose the lines that you're going to pick. But the same idea applies in that you're trying to close areas, I guess.
Okay.
And avoid bad guys. So,
Is there like a certain percentage I have to get, or is it just everything?
Good question. It's probably everything in this game. Now, some of them you couldn't get the full percentage just because the bad guy is sort of in the
Yeah, at
black,
a certain
black
point,
areas.
yeah.
The enemies will always turn except for the one patrolling the outside. Interesting. That was weird. You had to like go back over it. Anyway, so funny enough, in the arcades I'm not sure where these were released, but those that are used to playing MAME games know that there was actually quite a number of adult-themed games that were this style as well. Not this exactly, but more like the kick style. But what you were trying to do is uncover certain portions of the screen
Right.
to show basically a naked woman. But what was interesting about those is the fact that you couldn't do it too fast or it would turn into like this ugly picture, which is so weird to me. So you had to like, you had
to time it out?
Yeah, you had to like go, okay, I'm only going to take a little bit of a chunk. Because what you want to do is you want to, when I want to play
Go
these games,
quickly.
I want to get the biggest chunk possible. Jeremiah says the button does a jump that lets you get past enemies. Okay, so you can like jump over them.
Oh, and
guess.
it's denoted by them turning into like
Oh,
shadows
interesting.
or little
okay.
black squares for a moment.
Interesting. So my guess is that, yeah, after you finish this, then it turns into a pig, I guess.
They turn into pigs, and I
Ah.
turn into the Swedish chef with a paint roller, according to the box.
Odd. oh.
What? Ha-
You gotta get all the way over there.
I thought he didn't get me, to be honest. Okay. I'd like to try just... Okay.
Oh, okay. So you press the button to get through it?
Yeah, you jump or phase through them or whatever.
Okay. All right.
It's a little visually, Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're the paint roller.
Yes.
Interesting.
Kind of an odd combo of
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
concepts.
Seems. I mean, the idea of this kind of game is very solid. You know, the
Sure,
theming that
yeah,
they
I've
put
got-
around is a little odd, but
Yep,
oh
and
yeah,
they
you get
They
screwed in the
pincered
middle.
me.
Yeah. The four
Okay.
corners. Oh, get the four corners for a bonus during the level.
The four corners? Like,
Maybe
just
get them
chase this little
first?
pig?
I don't know. Little pig, let me in.
No, just... Because if they always turn, I'm mostly safe so long as I'm behind that perimeter pig.
The perimeter pig. I love it. So I think I've tested this game, but never really played it. I just
Sure.
make sure it works and all that. But yeah, again, these kind of games, the mechanism is pretty solid.
I mean, it's very simple, but,
Did
you know,
what
knowable.
happened? It just
Yeah, I
died?
ran out of lives. You only get, like, 3. The little lines there at the bottom.
All right. So what is the scoring going on there?
Every line you make seems to be a certain amount of points.
Okay.
And perhaps it's more points depending on the length of the line. And
Uh-oh. Oh,
If
no,
you
no, no, no.
avoid-
I'm trying to go around him. And he didn't want to, or I was trying to go right, but it was not happening. Trying to do
it's
the
a very straightforward game, but I like it.
yeah.
All in all, the theming is kind of weird, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if, obviously, the booklet would probably say something about it, but it feels very... We have a game and we
Contrived.
need a theme.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
And I'm just curious as to why it's 2 themes also.
right.
why not
Maybe
just-
it was what it was. Maybe it was 2 teams came up with stuff and they decided to use both.
Entirely possible. I truly don't know. Kind of interesting, though.
Now, most of the
Sort
time,
of,
they didn't do it collaborative back then. So,
Right. The,
oh, now it's ducks,
why are they ducks? What happened?
or I guess ducks, chickens.
I'm not sure. They were supposed to be, like,
Pigs.
kind of mildly insensitive tribal people at first, and then they became ducks, and now they're back to dudes.
Interesting.
Weird. Cool, though. Man, it's definitely hypnotic. We've been playing it for a minute, so...
Mm-hmm.
So Parker Brothers had the catchphrase, the ones to beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the one to beat or something.
Touch them. You said touch them.
Touch who?
I don't go randomly touching things.
The,
The bad guys?
or the ducks.
Oh, the ducks. Oh, probably not the dudes. I'm guessing the dudes are bad.
I don't even know how you did the ducks.
I don't know.
What do the pigs turn into?
Oh, that's kind of weird. So, it looks like you're going to play.
and
but
then
the
it's
game's
like,
game
oh,
over.
right, you've got no lives left. Never
Getting
mind.
the 4 corners is like the power pellet and Pac-Man.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why they turned into ducks, because I got the 4, like you were saying. That's what I was trying to
and
do
then you
that.
get them and maybe you can just...
You
Okay.
you can touch them and
Sure.
make them go away. All right.
I think we get the gist.
Yeah, I
And
do
just we
like
have-
the concept.
Yeah,
of it.
we have quite a lot to get through today,
Yeah.
though.
Next up is what?
Frogger.
Frogger. I do
The
have
first one.
a commercial for it. So
This is the new Frogger home video game, Ribbit. It's just like the arcade game, very lifelike. Ribbit. See, you have to hop Frogger past these cars and trucks. Ha, missed. Ribbit.
Simulated
Past the
gameplay.
snakes, onto the logs. Oh, and the alligators in the river. Ribbit, ribbit. And back home to his lily pad. Whew. Frogger is absolutely riveting. The new Frogger home video game. Bring it back to your pad.
Sega's arcade game, now a home video game from Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
okay,
Interesting.
let's do some Frogger here.
A classic for anybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows Frogger.
Yep.
So, are we going in release order then?
Alphabetical. because it's not split up into multiple years, I didn't really want to mess with that.
I was just curious about how long they were making games for. Like that original commercial came out in, you said, 82?
I'm guessing Wikipedia might tell you.
So what, you want me to look it up? Is that what you're saying?
It's like RTFW? Okay. Oh, almost died. Oh. I always think it's funny how frogs, they could live in the water, They're okay with being in the water. Just fine. But in this game, not so much. So I have played my share of Frogger. And I'm not 100% sure I've played this version. But all of the stuff is there. The
frog?
The only thing that I would say that obviously graphics are not going to be as good as arcade and stuff. But don't go down. Okay. The one thing that I think it's really sorely missing though is music during the game. Oh,
like it has at the beginning, but you think it could use it in the middle?
Game. One of the things that's very attractive about this game is the music. And funny enough, the music you get it in your head, that kind of thing. It plays during the whole time when you're playing the game, but it changes it up. Oops. And you get different music. But what's interesting about that, and I had read this somewhere, love a confirmation, but I'm pretty sure this is the case. The music, while it seems familiar, especially for people that have played Frogger, I believe the music is like from like Japanese like children's songs.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like what equivalent would be like nursery rhyme kind of things for us.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
Everybody, wow, that's going fast. Anyway, go ahead and try.
Okay.
Let's see. Of all the pre-Clash third-party publishers, Parker Brothers released their last stuff later than everybody but Activision, all the way pretty far into 1984.
Okay.
So they were a bit later into the scene. But yeah, I would say the flickering is a little annoying, but it's still okay.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as actual ports go, this is actually not bad. I've played other versions of Frogger, but I'm not sure I actually ever played the 2600 version. Besides just testing it out,
Right.
You're running out of time.
Oh, there's a time limit?
Yes, there is.
I didn't actually remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Splat.
Oh.
Splat. So be careful when you're on the blue ones, because that means that the lily pad is going underwater soon.
Right.
So.
I guess I hit the rear of that one. My bad.
You hit a moving car instead of a moving car hitting you.
Yeah, who hasn't been there? Okay.
But yeah, they have all the elements, which is interesting.
Sure, yeah.
Because, I mean, they've got the snake. They've got, when you get further in, like the third one or whatever, don't forget the difficulty switch if you can wrap around. Oh, interesting. Let's try that real quick. Let's see if I'm hitting the right. Can't remember which one it is, but we'll see if it, let's see what happens. Not that. All right. Let's try this. Splat. Okay, let's try this. Unfortunately, I don't have a little indicator telling me what's happening, because it was really like irritating. One more chance here. Seeing the pop-ups every time saying you know, what difficulty level is and stuff. Let's see. There we go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cool. So it's teddy bear mode. Which I thought was a really cool idea. Obviously that was an Atari only thing. But the whole having the teddy bear thing on there, kind of showing that when you buy the game, this has a kid mode that made it, you know, so that I could see parents with young kids going, oh, okay, that's a cool thing to look for.
Good option to have then, huh? So, they made a sequel to this one.
Correct.
They've obviously made a lot of Frogger sequels over the course of Frogger as a property, but what we'll see in just a minute. But do you know if there's a distinct difference between this and Frogger 2?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
You know, it's another one. I don't know if I actually ever played Frogger 2, but it is a very different game. Let me see if I can finish this level real quick. I like Frogger. Just one of those things that, even though it's a simple game to emulate and stuff, if I had the space, I probably would have a Frogger and
Cabinet. Interesting.
Yeah, and a cabinet and a Ms. Pac-Man. Just because they're games that are universally liked. I don't know anybody that says, "Oh, Frogger's stupid." It's like, no, Frogger is a freaking good game.
Interesting.
That's obviously my opinion, but you know, yeah. Oh. Okay. Dang it. All right.
Next, Frogger 2.
Yep, Threedeep. See what they
Okay.
did there? Threedeep.
Interesting.
So this time, he swims.
And there is current.
Yep. And you're trying to avoid the bad guys versus
So it's kind
landing
of
on the bad
inverse.
guys. Yes. Now visually, it definitely looks a little bit more interesting, I think. Oh, are you getting bubbles? Is that what it is?
It looked like it.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. So you do have an air supply. So this is actually, you know, after playing this for a little bit, it's, you know, it almost seems like a more accurate Frogger. You know what I mean? In a way. Because you have an air supply and well, I mean, I guess you had an air supply before, but on this one you can get more air and because you can come up for air and get an air bubble and stuff. But it's definitely not bad.
Oops.
I mean, you're just trying to avoid stuff the whole way pretty much. Now, I'm not sure what this crack thing is. I don't know if it's
Unsure.
I think you want to avoid it, just like everything else. Splat.
Oh man, it's really hard not to run into things if you try and go in between.
Right.
Because you have to also keep up with the current a little bit.
The current definitely makes things interesting. Because it's a very, bubbles are points. Try jumping on the turtle's back. Okay, we can try that. Okay.
Interesting.
The current definitely makes it a lot more challenging. What the? Oh, we have a
changing
second
level.
Interesting.
And
so
now you're
we
above.
have. Oh, okay. Hopefully it doesn't go away without me being on it. Guess I want to avoid the fish. I'm
When
guessing.
they're up, I assume.
Oh no, I want to ride on the fish. Interesting.
Was that a bonus level?
I think so, or something.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure what triggers that.
I don't know.
Maybe you do gotta ride on the turtle's back to do it.
Maybe.
Did that thing get you instantly?
Just about. Yeah, I just jumped forward and it hit me. Just say no to crack. Okay, so I rode on the turtle. Let's see if it. Man, going against that current. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe it
that's
is
the deal.
that. Okay, so I guess I got to ride on the fish. Oh, wow.
You want to jump on the duck's back now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Interesting.
Huh.
Huh.
We'll try it again.
Splat.
Jump off the screen without getting into a tube?
What?
Are those tubes up top? I thought they were... actually, I have no idea what I thought they were.
I thought they were equivalent of the
I mean,
this lily pad or whatever while you're home.
they seem to be.
Let me try one more time. Or maybe the tube is what that was.
Well, I was getting into them without going to that bonus level kind of thing.
Yeah, not sure.
Can I get on him from...
So one thing that's nice is this doesn't have flickering. Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
Where's he taking me?
I don't know. All over the place. not
Interesting.
any further up, but yeah, okay. Just going for a ride.
Okay, didn't take me anywhere that time.
Watch out for the crack. Going for a ride on the turtle. It just seems like a little diversion. Not really doing anything,
Well, it keeps you safe, I guess.
I guess.
Okay, this time I got... Okay. Get on that guy. Get on the duck.
Oh, what happened?
I'm not...
It's a
Oh.
different level. What the hell?
I can't go there.
Wow. So there's
So
three,
all the way
three
back
different
here.
screens.
I'll let you try and
Interesting.
get there too. There's
Interesting.
a lot going on.
Yeah. Let's move on. I think we got it just there.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
Yeah.
we do have a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we have
everybody.
21 games today.
There is both good guy and bad guy. In the G.I. Joe video game, you can be G.I. Joe, fighting for right and justice.
Or the supervillain Cobra, battling other players with laser blast and venom bombs.
You can defend, attack, save, destroy. Play the courageous hero.
Or the unspeakable villain.
The choice is yours. G.I. Joe. New
The
from
guy's
Parker
voice
Brothers.
reminds me of a major actor. I can't remember, but his face, he doesn't look like him. So, this game, oh, you're in the sky. Okay.
For that last level?
Yeah. So this game, G.I. Joe, Cobra Strike, was released as a different name in the UK.
Oh?
Yes. Do you know why that would be the case?
Depends. What's the name?
Action Force.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
Why would that be
Maybe.
the case, Wyatt?
Well, if it was Action Force, it might be because it was related to Action Man,
Yes.
which was based out of a company in the UK, I believe.
Yep.
And they were a subsidiary of General Mills,
Interesting.
which is weird.
Yeah, but the thing is, G.I. Joe wouldn't mean anything to them.
No, not really. I
But
guess
Action
so.
Man, it does. And so I was...
Action Force?
Yeah, Action
Interesting.
Force. So the thing that's
wonder if
interesting,
that is the
so we can do 3-player. How do you do 3-player? Does he use paddles? Maybe I guess he uses paddles.
I
Anyway,
have no idea. I
Where's
don't
your
know where the
controller?
other controller is. It's not here.
I must have commandeered it somehow.
Whatever.
We can play 1 player. Anyway, but anyway, so I was trying to set these up, and I had on my list, I had Action Man, or Action Force. And I'm like, why am I not seeing this? Why? And the front end was suppressing it.
Uh-huh.
And I finally was looking it up. I'm like, oh, it's the same game. So players 1 and 2 use paddles, and the player 3 uses a joystick. Now that is a weird configuration. All right, let's get this.
This would make it the first potentially asymmetrical multiplayer game.
Maybe.
Then. Okay. Oh, I'm shielding
nice,
from this giant cobra.
Oh, that sound effect is the same one in Name This Game. Different company.
Oh,
I guess you're trying to protect your troops.
yes. from this literal giant cobra.
I will have to put in Name This Game, which is U.S. Games, on the list at some point, because that was one of my childhood favorites. Oh,
no.
hit your dude. That's bad.
Interesting.
Oh, so you actually control both paddles over there, I think. Because you're doing the shooting,
Yes,
right?
I am.
Are you using the up and down on your thing? Is that the deal? Or are you doing...
I'm hitting the button
Nice.
and then aiming with the joystick.
Interesting.
During that time, I cannot move the...
Okay. You gotta
little
have
shield.
You gotta have move the cannon to fire it. So I guess
entirely
this just
sure
goes
why it's not
forever.
blowing him up anymore.
Just goes forever.
Maybe? I'm not really sure.
How many guys are there?
A lot of guys.
It just reminds me of
It's
like
the
that
entire
prank.
army.
Have you seen the prank people have done where there's a road and then there's a tunnel and like going like underneath the road, and so what they'll do, they'll have a prank where they stop traffic because people are crossing the street, and they'll go underneath the road and just keep coming out. So it's
really?
a continuous amount of people, so they can't get by.
Interesting.
You can kill the cobra. Oh, nice.
There we go.
Guess you just had to hit him higher in the head or something.
Just, yeah.
Ooh, a green
Now
one.
he's...
So what I think is interesting is the fact that there's a literal cobra, whereas like G.I. Joe, I mean, it was
You would
Cobra
expect
was
not
just
a
like,
literal
kind of like
cobra.
Hydra in
Marvel.
in Marvel. It would be kind of like,
Oh,
okay,
what? A super beam.
now you got to fight a literal Hydra. You know, it's like, wait, what? Oh, killed your dude.
Yep. That was the end. All right, give it a shot.
Ah, that's true. Okay.
But yeah, you gotta hit him in like the eyes.
Oh, that's weird. It's kind of drifts.
Yeah, it goes in that direction until you
Yeah, but it's kind of it's odd. It's like slow.
you gotta hold the button, aim it, and then you guide the missile and you try and hit him in the eyes, basically.
Ah. Oh, sorry,
Funny
dude.
enough, though, in the
Sorry, man.
the G.I. Joe animated movie, they did turn out to all be snake people.
Right.
They were not only terrorists, but snake
What is Destro?
terrorists. Destro?
Yeah,
A dude with a metal face.
but how does he have a metal face?
I think he just works for... I don't think he was a lizard man.
Right. So, but he just has a steel like, like Die Hard Man or something. What's the deal with this face? Oh.
I don't know. I thought it was rude to ask, so I never did. Hey, man, what's with your face?
Yeah,
what's up with the
Why is
weird...
it like Chrome Dome, man?
Yeah, what's going on there? It's like, it's debilitating physical injury. Thanks for asking.
So yeah,
Way to
he's
bring
a
it
burn
out.
victim,
Yeah,
so he
I-
had his a new face
It's
put on.
Deeply unclear, and no, I don't remember if they ever mentioned
There was
it.
no origin story of Destro.
In the like 2009 movie, it was nanites. Like everything in that movie, nanites did it.
I think it was a tradition of a Scottish family.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was... Here's the thing, and I'm not to say that I remember his Scottish family being part of it, but I remember that in like the live-action movies from 2008 or 9. He didn't have like in that he was played by like a Scottish actor.
Okay.
I have no idea. In the cartoons, he was just a dude.
Right.
He had no accent, and he was
Right.
like, "Screw you, Joes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out." And then I don't remember it ever coming up that he was Scottish, but it's not like I watched every episode of the old cartoon or anything.
Right. I was just curious because I never knew. For me, I watched only a handful of episodes of G.I. Joe. I was definitely more on the Transformers side, so G.I. Joe was kind of like,
Because of the Transformers movie. I think I
Yeah.
told you this, but still,
The
you guys
Transformers,
this.
the movie?
The Transformers, the movie.
Yes.
G.I. Joe, the movie, the animated one, where they were all snake people, came out after that. And I'm pretty sure
Right.
it was Duke dies in that movie. But there was a really big backlash to Optimus Prime dying, and they were like, well, we can't do that twice then. That might not go over well.
Wait, Optimus Prime dies?
In the Transformers.
Spoiler
the movie.
alert. Come on, man.
And also, I think in one of the new Transformers movies, he also dies.
Oh! You're
not
killing
really
me.
sure.
You're killing me. G.I. Joe's. Oh, those are fighting words.
Oh, damn.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, anyway, a Duke dies in that movie. And they were like, well, we can't have that happen anymore. So they inserted lines about him being in the hospital, but never show it. Because
just off screen.
He was supposed to die, and so they never animated anything, and all they could do was add in voice lines because, you know, that's easier to do than to animate a whole new scene, because they were pretty much done with the movie from what I understand. That may also just be a rumor, but that is what I had heard.
Interesting. So here's the question, and before we move on to the next one. So order. So like for G.I. Joe and Transformers, they both had comic lines as well.
Yes, they still do now.
Order was toy first, right? Mm-hmm. Then the cartoon to sell the toy, right?
Roughly, yeah.
And then comics, probably, right?
Comics
were adaptations, I think, of the show, right?
Yes, kids were upset about Optimus Prime dying, so that's why they did that in the G.I. Joe movie, so that the kids wouldn't get mad, because people were genuinely upset that the kids were so sad.
Prime.
Rodimus. Great name. Love that name every time.
I love how they changed him a hot rod and they just put a camper shell on the back.
I'm going to get that tattooed across my back. Rodimus Prime. The best name ever. To come out of anything.
Yes. You just get the camper shell on the back. You're good to go.
But a lot of those things from a lot of these properties were... This is definitely true. I don't know everything about the G.I. Joe and Transformers stuff.
Say it ain't so.
But a lot of these things were happening simultaneously and independent of one another. So like
even though it was all Hasbro owned?
Yeah, because they knew what was going on with everything, but they weren't always super worried about overall consistency. Because it didn't really matter.
Did they farm out a lot of that stuff, I wonder, too?
Yes, and over time, it has become more a part of their brand to keep things consistent. Like, they're real big in now
no one
everything.
cares about that stuff back then. Yeah,
or at least they thought they didn't.
Right.
Like,
it's not going to be sticking around. Who cares about this stuff?
Yeah, this is a toy line. We might sell it for a few years, and then we'll move on to the next toy line.
Right.
So, go on to what's next?
Yeah, next one is Gyruss.
Does this have a commercial?
It does.
All right, I'm going to talk more after that.
It does.
Let's see if this...
And there are space games. Now, there's Gyruss, hot from the arcade. Nothing moves like Gyruss. In planet-by-planet galactic warfare, you're attacked by enemy ships, satellites, and meteors in a relentless search for Earth. Then more enemy ships, more satellites, more meteors. Now you can buy... Or you can buy Gyruss. The more hyperspace game.
That kid's like, oh my god, my brother's gonna die. He's spinning like crazy.
So Gyruss was one of my childhood favorite games. So much so, I remember, I know, gotta love the 5200. They always do that. Oh,
that was the 5200.
You never show the freaking 2600 footage. And it just irritates me to no end.
Oh, yeah, that looks way different.
Yes.
Oh, well. Let's do it.
So I think you just hit, there you go.
This is
one note that was off.
Well, this is definitely hype kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hitting much, but I'm spinning.
You are spinning.
Music's fun.
But your chair is staying put. You're not like spinning up. Now that would be awesome if you could do that, like set up Gyruss to where when you spin, you actually go upside down and stuff. That'd be an insane rig. Interesting. Oh, you did get the two dual fire.
Oh, that part hurt a little bit in the ears.
I can actually say it's actually pretty true to the arcade. I mean, yeah, the graphics fidelity is lower, but The music is not bad at all.
I gotta say, I'm having fun shooting all these lowercase L's.
There you go. Or Tetris piece there. Yeah, it's just like almost like they took the original graphics and just went, yeah, we're just gonna zoom out or whatever and just make it pixelated. But otherwise, it actually plays well.
Yeah, so far.
Now, have you played the original?
No.
Okay. So, you've been in my life for a few years now.
Yeah.
I have the arcade cabinet sitting 10 feet away from us.
Oh, that's Gyruss? I never really looked at it enough to think about it. It's one of those things that's kind of blended into the background of this room over time.
I have a Gyruss sitting over there. Because when I was a kid, a little story time, I remember when we went to Disneyland.
I have more toy facts for later, too. Don't let me forget.
Awesome. Toy facts with Wyatt. Anyway, we went to Disneyland, and I remember we stayed at the Ramada Inn, which was nearby Disneyland, and they had a Gyruss, and I was about, I think I was 10 or 12, somewhere that age, and they have that Excite Bike, and a couple other games, and we played the hell out of this, and when I had the opportunity to buy one at auction, I jumped at it. Paid $300 for it.
Oh my, not bad.
This was when, just before we moved out here, so this has been like 18 years ago.
What's that?
That is Neptune.
Oh.
You got to the first planet. Turn that a little bit. So yeah, so I bought it at auction. Now we have a bonus face, so just try to hit all this. There you go, first one. Next, you're gonna have another one. Usually there's 4 of them. There you go. It will curve back. There you go. Almost. Oh, it's okay. But yeah, so my daughter really liked it. She's actually way better at this game than I am. She's set many high scores. I don't think she ever got to Earth though. But she I think her high score was like in the 250 or 300,000 range or something. Way better than me. I have tried to beat her high score, and I have still.
Also, real quick, yeah, I agree. This needs continuous fire because it's annoying the hell out of me to press this button a million times.
Yeah. You're doing really well, actually. Now, it's probably a little easier than arcade, but still.
I assume so, yeah.
Just gonna get to Earth on this playthrough.
I don't know.
I forgot to ask last week, but what do you guys think about Colorado going back to the Big 12?
What the hell is that? What are you talking about? The Big 12? Wait, hold on. It's XII specifically?
Yes. What is that?
Big 12.
Does that make a difference?
I don't... There is something to that. I might know what it is by some other framing.
Big 12. Oh, it's sports.
Oh!
NCAA.
Oh, I see. Right.
So what do you think of that, Wyatt?
Oh man, I'm super hyped about it. How, can you tell?
Sports ball.
I have watched... I really enjoy being at live sports, but I can never bring myself to keep up with things.
Oh yeah.
Outside of that,
I'll go to a sporting event and someone's like, "Hey, you want to go watch a game?" Sure, I'll go watch.
Like
a game.
Going out and watching the Rockies or any of our sporting teams. Like I really enjoy it, and I know what's going on as it's happening, but I just don't keep up with the news because unless I'm there and being told about it, it's just not something that I can keep up with.
Right.
Personally, especially because it's like.
You just gonna beat this game while on stream or what?
What? Am I doing all right?
Yeah, are you doing all right? Have you died once?
I've died a couple times. Well, maybe. Okay. Right at the beginning, I died a couple times, I thought.
Okay. Yeah, the arcade game is much harder.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So where are you located, Jeremiah? Just out of curiosity.
Like, I was real excited about the Nuggets winning the championship.
Yeah, I heard that was a thing.
Yeah.
The Nuggets.
I was less excited when people then proceeded to set off fireworks for the next month and a half because it was right before July. Then July 4th happened, and then they started setting off fireworks for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
I have not been free of explosions near my house in like 2 months.
You got another bonus round.
Oh, okay, cool. So do these guys fire, or is the bonus just
the bonus?
For the, okay.
You get Lubbock, Texas. Home of Texas Tech. Oh, cool. They can be a pain to hit.
They sure
They
can.
kind of the whipping around. And stuff.
They zig and they zag.
They definitely zig and zag. Both zig and zag. So a little bit of fun facts. Gyruss was the first arcade game to have stereo sound.
Oh.
And
well, good for it, because it's doing real well with... Oh, is that a meteor or something?
Yeah, you gotta avoid that.
No, I gotta watch those, okay.
Asteroids or whatever, yeah. So it was the first game to have that, and so the music is killer. I mean,
oh yeah, it's
especially
great.
in stereo. Now, one of the things is my machine is only in mono, unfortunately.
Ah, I see.
I need to fix that. A friend of mine's going to help me
it's supposed to be in stereo, but it's just not currently.
Yes, currently, yes. So I absolutely love this game, and I don't play it as much as I should. I really should just sit down and beat the game. There is a dip switch setting to be able to give you like 250 lives or something, but
oh, I see.
But there's no way to start on a higher level, so you just, if you mess up, well, you just gotta get good. And I guess with emulation, I could do save states or something.
Oh, I died.
It only went. Oh no, okay, you just died.
Yep,
okay.
I think that was my last life, unless
okay.
I hit start or something.
Okay. Well, still, man, that was really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
Had you played Gyruss before?
No.
Oh, okay. Not
that
bad.
was
not bad.
I was really into that, actually.
It's a fun game, dude. It is, and I can tell just watching it. They did actually a really good job on it. The music
sound.
Is like, the music is sort of like
peak.
The key
peak
part of that game.
Yeah. That was really good.
Okay, next, what do we got? James Bond 007.
Uh-huh. You know what? I can use this to tie back into what I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
With these things. The toys and such.
Uh-huh.
This is in conjunction with these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the comics and the TV shows were made to promote the toys, so those would sell better.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times, they were made sort of, people who made them maybe had some passion for it, but they were doing it purely to sell toys, so there was a lot of non-starters and lack of connections between the actual toy lines and the stories being told and the comics and things for many years between the 80s and 90s.
So there's no real canon.
Not for a while,
Yeah.
But I think the greatest example of that was actually He-Man, which at the time was sold on the premise to, what was the big competitor? KB Toys, I think?
Okay.
To Toys R Us.
Yeah.
That chain of stores, they went to them and they were like, we got He-Man. The people there were like, how are you going to sell He-Man to the kids? How are they going to just buy this? We got a comic book. They didn't actually have a comic book. They decided that in that room, and they were like, all right, we'll make a comic book, whatever. They went to Toys R Us. Toys R Us was like, all right, a comic is neat, but our kids aren't just going to read to know things.
So it's really just the sales guys
and
writing these checks.
It was 100%. Then when they were in that meeting, it was like, well, we've also got a TV show in production. And they were like, okay, I'm sold. And they walked out. One guy said to the other, so who do we got working on the TV show? No idea yet. We're going to go find out.
Now,
we're going to go make it.
Was that Playmates?
No, that was Mattel, I think.
Mattel, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And so that is how those two
so
things
when
happened.
did they come out? Was that before or after G.I. Joe and Transformers?
I believe that was just it was after, because they also, one of the things that set them apart was the fact that all the scale action figures of about that size, 3 to 5 inch, were like small, thin dudes, right? Muscular builds maybe, but overall they were just guys.
Right.
Whereas then you have these absolute hunks of plastic that are the
and they were
He-Man
like
molds.
6-inch figures or 7-inch. They were bigger, so
They were large, but they were squat and buff. which was
Completely
totally
different scale, though. They totally went their own way.
Yeah, in almost every capacity. You
Yes.
couldn't have those two next to each other and almost say they were the same species of things.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, there's this absolute beef of a thing, and then this thing that they weighed hugely different. It was crazy. But yes, I'll talk about it more in the M Network stream because Mattel.
Oh, Mattel.
Yeah, obviously.
And
did this.
there's a He-Man. Okay,
Yes.
so we'll pause on that.
We'll pause on that, but just to say that those comics and that TV show had nothing to do with each other. Entirely different stories.
But it
And
was
then-
all just to sell action figures.
Yeah, and then over time, obviously, they were like, people like it. People like Transformers. Let's try and be more unified in the stories we're telling.
Right.
And the same thing has happened with, like, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, all of it. So, go on and hit the James Bond thing.
As you guys could tell, we're also into toys, etc. too. So, okay, so we got James Bond. We don't have a commercial, so yeah, we're good. Let's do this.
All right. Ooh, that's crackly.
I'm not sure why it's crackly. I don't remember if it's crackly.
Holy! What the fuck is this? What the hell?
Jump.
How? Oh.
You're like in a space car. I don't remember the one. Moonraker, I think is the one.
I guess? Oh my holy... I feel like I am... This is insanity.
Yeah, shoot the diamond in the sky. I wonder if there's just representations of all of the James Bond movie. Yeah, I think the first screen might be Diamonds Are Forever. So I had a diamond up there. Yeah, I have not watched all 50 billion James Bond movies, so I can...
I've actually watched quite a few of them.
Have you?
Yeah. I can tell you a lot about James Bond, too, I guess.
So what's your fun fact about James Bond?
Aston Martin was not his original car. He had, I think it was actually maybe a BMW. I don't remember what it originally was in the novels, in the James Bond novels.
Uh-huh.
But a guy wrote, the author, whose name I forget, sadly.
Oh.
But that guy...
Oh, I had it in my brain. Don't have it.
Let me know when you think of it. But that guy got written to in a letter about like how, what about this car, an Aston Martin, whatever. And he was like, all right, sure. And so in the next novel, James Bond gets a new car, and it's that model of Aston Martin. And that has just been synonymous with James Bond ever since.
Interesting. All right, let's see if we can do it.
Fun fact, On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the best Bond movie. I'm gonna look that up, because I actually don't know that one.
To be honest, I think I've only really watched the modern James Bonds, and even that, it's only a time.
Oh, the George Lazenby Bond.
Oh, that's the first one, isn't it?
I thought Sean Connery was first.
No, George Lazenby. All right, I think George Lazenby was the first one. I
thought
believe
he was second.
Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Hold on. Let me see. What was this preceded by?
No, it might have been
Ian Fleming. That's the author.
That's the author. Yep. So apparently there's more screens here.
Blofeld is the only Bond film to have been directed by Peter R. Hunt.
Oh, whoa. Now I'm in the water. Oh.
The films. Yeah, no, because Lazenby, that movie came out in 1969, and the Bond films started in 1954.
Okay. So I guess after Connery?
Yes.
Interesting.
I believe.
So, Bond trivia is definitely not on my list. So.
Oh, Bond trivia is something I know only a little bit about. It's the sort of thing where I also tend to... A lot of the fun facts I have tend to be like...
Power Ranger related?
Some of that, yeah, but also just a lot of things that have like... how do I frame it? Like, James Bond, in a lot of ways, at least in the movies, is, you know, there's some continuity, but largely it's continuity for each actor has their own continuity, right? Whereas a lot of the stuff I do that I know a lot of fun facts about just happens to be things that where the actor is almost secondary to the property, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Like, I know a lot about the several G.I. Joe movies, but I couldn't tell you all of who was in all of them, except that I know Channing Tatum was in one and then The Rock was in the next one. I'm somewhere else now.
And it also had...
Wow, I ran right into
the girl from... who played...
Interesting.
Who's the female in those movies?
In which movie?
The new G.I. Joe movies.
Oh, in...
Because she was also in The Orville. Great show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. This level, much harder.
Another fun fact, Timothy Dalton never did a bad Bond movie. Now, the question is, what makes a good or bad Bond movie?
The overall concept, I think, of what makes an interesting Bond movie is that it, A, has to have cool gadgets. I think gadgets are kind of primed to a really good Bond movie, which is why I think a lot of people were kind of down on several of the Daniel Craig movies because...
Not gadgety enough.
Not a lot of them were very gadgety. They were very story-focused on his, like, personal demons and journey, which I think a lot of people didn't like.
It was too cerebral, too...
I don't know that it was too cerebral. It just was cerebral and then didn't have anything else with it. He didn't also have cool knockout gas or things like that, at least for several of them. I know he had some gadgets, but they were... He also just shot people with a real machine gun a lot, as opposed to, like, sneaking around with one cool pistol that he would, like, shoot around corners or... I don't know.
So here's the deal. I've watched, like, a smattering of different ones, not full movies, just bits and pieces. What's the one where they did a wheelie in a semi? It was like it was just like one of the most ludicrous things I've ever seen before. I'm like, because it had a hinge in the middle or something. It was like, what the hell?
That was License to Kill.
Okay, so you can look at it's just like, would you do like wheelie, semi-wheelie?
Semi-wheelie James Bond. It was License to Kill.
License to Kill. That was Timothy Dalton, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from James Bond. Now what do we
How
have?
does someone pop a wheelie in a semi-truck?
Yeah,
/ James Bond.
Fun fact number 3, if the movie novelizations are canon, then Felix Leiter has not been eaten by a shark once, but twice. Interesting.
Good.
I don't know who that is. Felix Leiter. Okay.
He's one of the...
Leiter.
Evil people.
Okay. So next one we have is one of my favorites at least on the 8-bit platform. I played a little bit on here. I want you to try this out.
Okay.
I don't know if
what are we looking at? Montezuma's Revenge.
Yes.
I have not heard of this one.
Okay.
No, wait, I think I've seen it. Oh my. Okay.
Yes.
Are my lives sombreros?
They're just Panama hats is what they're supposed to be.
Oh. So I see.
I can see why you'd think it'd be a sombrero, but no.
This is going great, by the way.
It's great. Everything is great.
Okay, we're doing...
Splat.
I see now what I need to do. I need to go this way.
You gotta wait for that. Splat. One thing that is nice...
Hey, it's not there anymore, though.
One thing is, the enemies go away, which is a nice feature. La cucaracha? Yeah. Well, it's Montezuma's Revenge, so it is... I guess it could be his name is let's see, was Panama Joe or something like that? But, I mean, I don't think they're supposed to be sombreros. After you mentioned it now, I was like, I don't think so.
Oh! Okay, not that way.
Now you have a sword, which will get eaten up when you hit the skulls.
Like one time? One
Yeah.
time use?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It goes away. So I'm trying to think. I haven't played this version, which is very different than... that's what it is. You have to wait.
Wow, that's not a lot of time.
Whoa. Your hat got singed.
Oh, spider. Oh, spider. So many spiders.
It's pretty unforgiving when it comes to jumping.
Okay. That seems rude.
It is pretty rude. I will say that that's one big problem I have with the game. And that's just the way they designed it. Is if you fall too far, you're toast.
I hate when
You're
games
toast,
do
see?
that.
That's a nice
You're
callback.
toast.
That's a callback, see?
Bill Murray, help me. I want you to help me play this video game, Bill Murray.
So I will say the version that I'm used to is... Oh, just run right into it.
Well,
I know. Well,
there's a certain level of like walk into a new room and...
Yeah, because it's jump scrolling. Originally his name was Pedro. Parker Brothers changed it to Panama Joe. So it was one of those things. So here's the question. Are they sombreros?
At one point, probably. Maybe not technically anymore. Maybe they retconned it.
That's quite possible.
Retroactive continuity for good old Panama Joe.
So anyway, I will say, the version that I'm used to is the 2600 version, or the 8-bit version. However, this is a very serviceable game. I have zero complaints with this. This is really good.
It's solid.
Yeah, and it's.
I would like it if there were less blind deaths when you walk into a room, but I guess I've just got to expect when you walk in, don't move, hold still.
Oh.
Man, that timing's unforgiving.
Yes, it is. Oh, it was barely that. Just about singed me. Oh, damn it! I should have gotten closer. Son of a!
Is that close? You're a little close.
That was a little close. Go. Mother!
So, what's next?
Your turn.
No, okay.
No, this is definitely a game, in my opinion, that is worth the time.
No, absolutely. It definitely is not
challenging. It is.
It's not something that is bad. I am just saying I'll give this one more shot, and then we'll have to move on. We got a lot more to go through.
We're only a third of the way through, and we're at 2:00.
So, these next. After this attempt, these next couple we're gonna flash through Mr. Do.
No, he really wants us to see how bad Mr. Do's castle is, so we have to give him.
Well, if it's really bad, we'll do it even faster. All right.
Are you just?
That was. I just kind of kept
pushing it.
I didn't think about it. Oh, all right, we're done. Get me out of here. Get me out of this maze. All right. Dungeon.
Mr. Do's Castle. So last time we played Mr. Do.
Pretty solid game. I quite enjoyed it. The, what did I rank it? You'll have to maybe wait and see, or you already have, depending.
No, not. You may or may not have seen the video that's not out yet.
He just sort of looks, I don't know when it comes out. I'm not abreast of our release schedule.
I know. You said breast. Here, you try.
What the hell am I doing?
That looks like one of those like double punch things. Now I have not had luck playing this game.
Hey-ya! Oh. Okay. So not that.
So Jeremiah loves this game. It's his favorite game ever.
On a different system, or is that just a joke?
Nah, it's a joke. He wanted to make. She called out this game specifically. Because he wanted just to see how bad it is. Now,
I'll admit I don't know what I'm doing. I like
problem
the music.
Is, I'm like, well, yeah, the music is definitely a strong thing, and the fact that it plays the whole game, and it's actually accurate. The music is the same as what is in the arcade. That just looks just wrong, and I don't know how you hurt the guy. I've had the same problem.
Maybe I gotta get behind him?
So Jeremiah, I know how much you love this game, but what are you supposed to do here?
Where am I supposed to go?
What's my function here? The graphics and the sound are actually fine, but the gameplay, it's like, what are we trying to do? thought in the arcade game, you like walked over things and you like highlighted like you can knock the floor out. That's might be how. Maybe you have to push down. Down button? Maybe?
Nope.
How?
I'm gonna go all the way up though and just see if I can leave.
You're like, I'm out of here. Not playing this game anymore.
Nope.
I'm just getting out of here. I mean, is the graphics that it looks weird?
Oh wait, I did something there.
I think you're supposed to do that while they're on it, maybe, but I don't know.
I picked a guy up.
Is that what it was?
I got rid of him.
This game is weird. I think only certain floor pieces fall, not sure. In the arcade, it had a little square. You could tell what you were doing. And I think the problem is they just didn't have enough fidelity here to be able to do it right. And it's just really not obvious what you're trying to do.
Not really.
But it's sad because the music is awesome. They did a great job with that. The graphics are actually
I need to pick him up right there. Yeah.
In some ways, sorry, I think he gets lodged in the floor.
I've got a lot of points though this time. Alright, he didn't get lodged quickly
You
enough.
can push the ladder to the other side of the hole also. Yeah, I think we saw that. That was a thing. Now, can you fall through the holes if you make them? I can't remember. The graphics while you're going down the ladder are weird.
Yeah.
Because you disappear.
Got rid of that guy.
You squished him with the floor.
Seemingly. If you want to try, go for it. Otherwise, you stand adjacent to one of those, and you hit it, and it'll fall down. So then one guy will fall in, and then another guy will fall in, but then they'll rebuild the floor. And when you come up to them stuck in the ground, you have to hit A and you like squash them or something.
Or something.
Unclear.
Now my guess is we want the ones with symbols on them, not just blanks.
I don't know if it's just because it's rare or not, but I also know Mr. Dew's Castle, much rarer than Mr. Dew on the 2600. Worth a decent amount more.
Was it on the 2600 or the ColecoVision that we saw that Mr. Dew's Castle?
That's a good enough question. I don't quite remember.
I want to say it was, look at price charting. I think it was on the ColecoVision, to be honest. Which I believe was a much better port. The number of holes under the floor lets you know what kind of floor it is. Okay. That's kind of cryptic. It's like, alright, cool. Alright. Let's move on. Popeye. Okay, we got Popeye here. Alright.
My turn.
My turn. This new Popeye video game has the boys fighting worse than ever. Oh, Popeye. It's my game. It's got 3 screens just like the arcade. Watch out! Yikes!
ColecoVision graphics shown.
Where's me spinach? Yeah!
You choke, you wimp.
I ain't wimpy. I'm much better looking.
The new Popeye video game, available for most popular home video and computer systems.
I will turn it down. Sorry, there, Jeremiah. I have to keep tweaking it because of the commercials. Okay. Okay. This is one I have played a whole lot of as well. Not on 2600 though. So go ahead. Oh, that's a little quiet. Has music during the whole game, which is another good thing.
Sounds like I'm kicking Koopa shells. This is a very Mario sound.
Well, it is a Nintendo game. It was made by Nintendo.
Was it?
Yes. It also had a cabinet that was the same style as Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. and stuff in the arcade.
So what am I...
Okay, so here's what you're trying to do. I could have told you. So what you're trying to do ultimately is she has hearts that she's throwing out there. You gotta collect them all. You cannot let them fall to the ground. Now, don't worry about Bluto. He's just gonna float around. If you want to deal with Bluto, you gotta hit like this over here is you gotta punch. You can punch those the cans that are being thrown at you. But you can punch that spinach, and you can go get Bluto. But really, what you're trying to do is get the hearts before they get to the ground. So, punch the can or move.
I was trying. To catch the heart, you gotta stand kind of still. Hold on. I'm just gonna let him throw a can at me and practice. Yeah. Okay, you gotta get that timing down. Pretty good. Burp, burp.
The graphics are good. There you go. Now you can't hurt him unless you have the spinach. Just to
I
let
see.
You know. Man, I feel like we need to go through and play the arcade games now after seeing these, because like, you know, I feel like because you don't have the context of the arcade games. But as Jeremiah said, this is a good port. It's got all the same stuff. I think in the arcade, one of the things it shows is it actually shows like this witch or old hag throwing these cans at you from the side, versus having them just come out of nowhere. But all the movements, everything. Don't stand there. He likes to punch up, and it'll hurt you. Go ahead and get the spinach so you can go get Bluto.
I'm trying. There. Oh.
Be careful, be careful. Ah! No. Wait, punch the spinach. Now go get him. He's hauling. Go get him. Okay. There you go. And it just resets him. So it's kind of like,
Not super worth it.
Nah, I mean, you get points and stuff, but really, it's just a diversion. Really, you're just trying to get the hearts, and
Thankfully.
be careful. Oh, yeah.
If I stand right here,
he's going to get you. He is totally going to get you. Oh, wow. I think in the arcade he would get you. But it has music going. What's that? Shaking.
Whoa.
Let me try this. I got to play this.
Go for it. Ba-ba-da-bum-ba-dum. This is a pretty good port. I just bought the 7800 homebrew port of this the other day. Interesting.
There is one aspect that does not have, and there was a bell like right here that you could hit that would, what did it do? I can't remember. It would do something in the game, but I guess they just removed it because they didn't want to mess with it. But like the sound effects when you get the thing are very very good, actually. I mean, it's a port, so it's not going to be perfect, but for 2600, it's solid. See ya, Bluto.
Bump. Well, I'd say it's a solid enough port. Seemingly. Not a lot to comment on, though. It does go for a while, this particular version. Was it also this length in other versions?
Mm-hmm.
Was there more going on, or about the same?
About the same. As far as, I think they probably had this many hearts. The hearts might have been slower, or they might have been faster coming down. So it's just as far as the length of the game here.
Yeah, certain amount of plotting that you're doing now. You know, just...
Oh, I missed it.
So you need to get 4 more?
I think so.
And then does it get harder, more levels, or is that the end?
I want to say that there's another screen. Now, I'm not sure if it's that way on this version. Hopefully I can get these 3 hearts and tell you. I'll show you. I can't remember what's on the other screen. If this one has it. Oh no! Because I can't go up. I'm going to die.
Damn.
3 screens. Nice. The bell would knock the beehive or whatever's down. Ah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you would knock the beehive and it would hit his head. So.
Oh, okay.
Land on his head, I should say. But yeah, very, very serviceable. The music, that's always, we talk about like having music while you're playing. That was pretty rare on a lot of 2600 games. And actually have music that sounds good versus just beeps and boops and nothing crazy. That actually was really, really good. And it also had that while you're walking around as well.
Sure.
So it had multiple, sound effects while the music was going.
No,
so.
I think it was solid.
Okay, bye-bye. And then Qbert.
Qbert.
I'm Qbert, and I've got all the right moves. I've got the legs, too. First an arcade game, now my own home video game. I'm ready for anything. Staying away from creeps like Ugg and Coily takes a quick mind and lots of fancy footwork. The longer I hop around, the more they're out to get me. Ugh! When they said fame would go to my head, they weren't kidding.
Now for all popular systems.
Not easy being Qbert, but it's fun.
All right, good for you, Qbert.
I'll let you play some Qbert. So the biggest problem I have with Qbert is the controller. Because I believe in the arcade, and Jeremiah, definitely correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they oriented the controller at a 45-degree angle, and it was a 4-way controller. So
you just can jump off the top, I see.
Because the game is the isometric thing going on.
Keep going.
You really, down isn't like ideal. Because it's like, you want to be able to go, diagonals is really what you want to be doing. And I'm not sure what it does in here if you go up and down, left and right, versus the diagonals. But this is definitely Qbert. No.
Let's get into my death. Good. Great.
That was supposed to be swearing.
Uh-huh.
Like in Wreck-It Ralph when he's like talking and then he had to do the swearing thing. In the arcade, it was very cool. For the 2600 port, you can train your controller, So I don't know if you did it already. So it will make it a big difference. But if you're playing like on a MAME cabinet, you can't really like turn the whole controller, That'd be bad. This is one that a dedicated cabinet probably would work pretty well because you've got the weird diagonal.
Man, this is a little difficult to control.
It's not an easy game. I think my biggest problem with it is the fact that the diagonals make it really kind of breaks your brain a little bit trying to control it right.
I would agree.
Let's see that being said, let me see if I can do okay at it. Let's see.
Interesting.
Ouch.
Okay.
So Daphne actually has, my daughter has the little mini version of this in her room. I don't know if she took it. She might have taken it. But it'd be funny to show that. Here's the arcade version. That's this big. Yes, it did. One of very few that actually had the knocker, like I was mentioning last time with Mr. Do having that for a free game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this had a knocker. When that thing goes off, when it hits that wood, and you're not expecting it, it kind of scares the pants off you.
I would assume so.
Because you're just like, what the hell? And they did a good job of kind of making it seem like, wow, because the guy fell, you know? Personally, I think they should have done more of that kind of thing. And, you know, to kind of borrow more from the pinball is to do actual extra games. You know, like in the arcade. It really wasn't a thing to get an extra credit.
Sure, yeah.
You know, they wouldn't have to go so far as to do match, but it would have been kind of cool if they had borrowed more from that. Now, maybe they were trying to steer completely clear of the whole issues that pinball had. I'm not sure. So the deal is pinball was illegal in a number of states.
Pinball.
Because it was considered a game of chance, not a game of skill. And as you're probably aware of with gambling laws, games of chance are considered gambling.
Yes.
Versus games of skill. So they actually had a lawsuit in which case a really good pinball player showed how he could play pinball and be able to put the ball anywhere he wanted to. That was dumb. And so it basically made it so that pinball was then legalized. But yeah, it was illegal for a while, and which is crazy to me, but it was a thing. I don't remember the years, but I do remember it was a thing. Now, what's interesting about that is there's some merit to it, because I remember my dad, who grew up in the 50s, the older generation, you know, he's born in 33, so he would tell me that he would go, you know, they have pinball machines in, now notice we have two color.
Oh, interesting.
He would tell me that they would play pinball, and they would actually, once they got a certain amount of points, they would actually get paid out by the bar.
Oh.
So there were some people that used it as
you got a bonus.
gambling.
No?
I think it was just showing us a different level. Oh. But yeah, so pinball was used for gambling in some circles, and that's kind of the guys that were like the game of chance thing. It actually had merit. So it's interesting to think about it now of pinball being a gambling game. But my guess is they probably, when they started making the arcade games, they probably wanted to steer clear of that the murkiness that would be getting free games. That's my conjecture completely. But the idea of being able to play enough to be able to get a free game, and you know, obviously they were trying to make more money with these, and so free games, no, we don't get anything for free.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so that was Qbert. Now we have Qbert Qubes. Qbert's Qubes.
Right next to it.
Now this is a rare game. It's a rare in the arcade game too. I have not played this, so go ahead. So I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to do. I'm thinking it's kind of like tic-tac-toe, but I'm not 100%. And that you're trying to change the colors to be all the same color in a row or something. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Don't know.
That kind of looked like what it was implying.
Yeah, because it had all the lines and stuff. It's like, See, the problem is, if you keep going on that row, you'll never get it changed because it keeps changing back and forth. So I think you have to like go to a different row to be able to go. I'm gonna go back.
It's still just also difficult to do that.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
With the diagonalness of And you can still jump off. Good. I'm glad that's still a feature.
Is that facetious? You being facetious?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
Obviously,
so.
I'm being
I
facetious.
didn't know. You could have been like, I like that game mechanic. You know, I don't know.
I love to get screwed
The
over.
cubes are
in my
actually
games.
six-sided. Ah, whatever way you jump off is the way the cube rotates. Ah. That's interesting. So it's probably hard to tell that from in here, but I guess it's supposed to be. I'm wondering if they were trying to capitalize on the whole Rubik's Cube phenomenon at the time. Yeah, I mean, obviously we played like Video Cube or whatever before, or Cubicolor, which wasn't exactly a Rubik's Cube, but definitely had elements of it.
Okay. All right. Well,
You're good?
I think I'm good for a moment. I'll let
Okay.
you try it.
Okay. All right, so let's see. My dogs are going crazy out there. All right. So that's interesting. So the question is, so it rotates and then it settles, it looks like. So it's going to stay green. It sound like a bonus thing or something there.
It sounded like you did well, but I didn't see any difference in anything.
Trying to turn it green. But I'm not 100% sure I can.
It's... Was it getting the turtle that makes that noise?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. But based on what Jeremiah said, I'm not 100% sure that I can rotate it to green by going left and right. It sounds like I have to do something like that. Which is kind of irritating. Trying to figure this out.
Sure.
Okay, now it's green.
Well, try and figure it out, because we got a million Star Wars games to play still.
All of the Star Wars games. Oh, come on. Oh, now it's going to turn that one green. Oh, but I got them all green. Am I trying to get them all that color?
Good
That's
question.
like impossible.
I don't know. Every face, every
I
thingy.
wonder why this game didn't do well.
I don't know. It's doing well in the secondhand market, I guess.
Yeah, because it's rare because nobody wanted it. I don't know. That's my hot take. Okay, next game is Reactor, and we actually have a commercial for it.
There's a sensation in playing the Reactor video game that people really get into. Good luck. Suddenly you're bombarded by atomic particles. You bounce them against the reactor's control wall. And as the reactor core expands, you face heavier particles and new dangers, culminating in the dreaded vortex.
Your turn. Me?
Reactor from Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
You know what's funny about that? The robotic voice was such a thing back in the 80s. You know, that was like so cool when you hear the vocoder sound. Try that out. Try to think of what you're trying to do with this.
Not that.
Not that. Can you shoot at it?
No.
Okay. Kind of almost musical.
It is now red.
Yep. Now
Did
you're
I
red.
lose?
Maybe. It's pretty sad when you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Did I lose? Did I win? Kind of digging the.
Okay, I need.
The funky music.
Now there's stuff.
There's stuff. Did you just drop that cube there?
I did.
Okay. Kind of reminds me of like the Space Invaders. Any idea what we're trying to do here, Jeremiah? I don't want to have to go look up a manual for this stupid thing.
Well, you know, if anyone knows what we're doing, please help. Or don't, I guess. Okay, the thing is expanding slightly.
Looks like it. Looks like you're doing an Indy 500 there style. Just going around in a circle.
Okay, don't touch the walls. Let it expand.
Oh boy. It's getting really big.
Yes, it is.
I think you bump them into the wall. Alright.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
And I don't have any more squares to put down.
But there's a thingy that looks like, I don't know if you can control it or not, but... It's definitely interesting. Definitely not clear what you're trying to do.
Not right away.
Good use of the sound chip, though. There's some interesting, cool sounds in there.
Okay. Now lemons. And lemon
Knock
zest.
those lemons into the walls.
Get out of here, you lemons.
I think in the early levels you can hit the walls, but in later ones, the walls...
Everything just flipped upside down.
Uh-huh.
Well, I gotta say, not hating it. A little confused, but now that I'm kind of figuring it out, it's not terrible. I don't know if I'll ever have more of those squares to put down, because you press the button and those got laid down. There was some kind of way to make the reactor... Yeah, this vortex gets bigger over time. You're trying to smash these before it gets too big and crushes you.
Okay.
Or before you hit the wall and die. And I've figured out that you're actually maybe not playing until you hit start.
Okay.
And so that's why these change color, and you can still run into the walls and blow up, though. That was interesting.
Okay. Next. Okay.
What do we got? Sky Skipper. Bum.
All right.
Cats, turtles, and that thing.
Oh. It's got inertia.
Instant death. Oh, I don't really like the noise that makes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to collect those. Oh.
Seems like you are. Knock that guy out. And go grab the turtles. Oh.
Problem?
Just the noise this plane makes is awful.
I'm sorry.
Ew.
I didn't do it.
You are doing it right now by moving and playing this game.
I didn't.
This is on you.
Design it. I didn't make the sound.
That's great. You're still doing it. That's still on you.
It's all my fault. Oh, really? Wow. That was pretty lame.
See, it's much better when you're not moving.
Much better when you're not playing at all.
Yeah. Oh. That actively hurts.
How so? So it's just the low frequency. You don't. You gotta go hit him again.
Oh, okay. He got back up. Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm not really sure. I just do not like the sound that it produces.
Oh, it's just this younger generation and all these sounds that affect them.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I have better ears than you.
It's low frequency. Usually it's the high frequency that you have trouble with. I didn't realize low frequency was that.
Both frequencies at this, I don't know what it is, but at this level, not a good sound.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. This game is barely the same game as arcade. I didn't know there was an arcade version of this, to be honest.
Thank you, ducks. And there we go.
I had never heard of it in the arcade, so.
You probably would have heard it if it makes this noise.
Maybe. Let's see if I would have. I'd have just been like, alright, it makes that noise.
I'm sure you would have, Mr. Tough Guy, and nothing bothers me with my ears. I can't hear anything ever.
What? Huh?
No frequency is annoying to me.
This is a Nintendo arcade game. Interesting. Never heard of it. Oh. You're doing pretty good though. So does it have the annoying low frequency square wave? I mean, I think it's actually okay as far as like the sound effect. I don't know why you have trouble with it.
It's just annoying. That's all. Especially as you when you go right and go faster, right or left, it gets more, and it's just real hard to deal with.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, that's better. I don't know which way is going to be faster to actually get the rabbit, but I think... Nope.
Oh. How are you supposed to do that? Is there like a turbo button or something?
Not to my knowledge. There is only the one button and it just drops a thing. Oops.
It seems like it should be the same amount of time to get either way.
You'd think. I don't know. Can't cut that corner very easily. If you want to try another round, go for it. Otherwise, we could move on to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Because we still have Spider-Man in all 4 Star Wars games.
All right, let's get on to Spider-Man here. I do have a commercial for it.
Alrighty, let's take a look.
Spider-Man.
I'll blow this town to smithereens! Time bombs! Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man!
Watch me cut my web, Goblin!
Watch yourself fall, Silk Slinger!
Gotta stop the bombs in time!
If I don't get you, webhead, my diagnosis will!
Holy Hannah!
And you're running out of fluid!
Is this more action than even Spider-Man can handle?
They actually have the
video game
correct
from Parker
graphics.
Brothers, the ones to
Sure, Maya said drop the bomb higher, closer to the entrance. That would give you a little bit more time.
Oh, interesting. Sure.
All right, let's try this. So I remember playing Spider-Man as a kid, and I thought I liked it, but then playing it again, I'm kind of like, oh, all right.
Let's see here.
Good luck.
Oh, okay.
Splat. Splat. Splat.
You gonna give me a help?
You gotta don't hit the windows with your web.
Oh,
you gotta stop it before it hits the window.
Interesting.
You try and go all the way to the top. You can go straight up. Which is probably the way you want to normally go. Just because it's a lot more efficient, probably, than, I mean, yes, you can get more bad guys, but at least with this, you're not having to worry about constantly hitting things just right. Okay, I'm trying to think on the bomb. That's not going to work. Yeah, there you go. I'm trying to think of how to disarm that bomb. I don't know, to be honest. Grab the buddies for extra web fluid. buddies, huh? I do like the fact that you can save yourself when you're falling.
That's pretty cool, yeah. It's certainly not the best Spider-Man game I've played, but... That's it. That's the end of the thought, actually.
You know what would make this game great?
Huh.
Is if you had Bruce Campbell narrating it.
I mean, yeah, probably. I would find that very fun.
How you try and deal with that bomb? I guess that's how. Now you got the Green Goblin to deal with. I don't know how. Don't do that.
Well, thankfully, there seems to be no definitive time limit or real big threats to anything except for my own inability to hit solid objects. It's occasionally difficult to tell if I'm gonna hit.
Well, that's the problem. Is it like, do you have a way of not doing it? Like, okay, ignore.
Also, not for nothing, but he's also called the wall crawler. Not doing a lot of wall crawling here.
You gotta swing.
That's not all he does. He does more than that.
Oh, well, I guess
what the hell was that?
I guess that's not what you're trying to do. Your web fluid is the time limit. Gotcha. So that's the little bar you get down there.
Ah. I was just gonna let that happen.
Okay. Well, you get a lot more web fluid now.
Yep.
So you know what we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to cut all these short so that we can have more time for Strawberry Shortcake musical matchups. That's what we need to spend our time on.
Well, I mean, we've got like a lot of games coming up, so I guess this is a good enough smattering of this one.
You have to touch the bomb at the top, but not with your web. So you get a swing, I guess, to hit it. Interesting. So yeah, you actually were close on the first attempt. It looked like. Because you were gonna swing towards it, but I think something happened.
Exhilarating.
Well, you know, I mean, it's they were trying to make an adaptation of not an arcade game or anything, but just of what does a Spider-Man game look like?
True.
And the idea of slinging your web and doing the swinging thing, that is pretty cool.
Sure, if I also had the option to move in any other way.
Yeah.
Again, he could crawl up walls. That's like a big portion of his power set. He does like 3 things.
What would be nice is if it somehow, like, instead of going all the way up there and then sticking, you know, it'd be nice if you could, like, somehow back off instead of just, if you go too far, being just screwed. Okay, go diagonal. There you go. Oh.
Green Goblin got me.
You're toast. Parker was also working on an Incredible Hulk game. Yeah, I saw that in the list of prototypes.
In which, apparently, they would have chosen one of the things that the Hulk does and not allowed him any other possible mobility or power options.
That he's green, right?
Yep, he's green. Not really a power so much as a trait, but yeah, sure.
In 1982, Spider-Man could crawl on walls. Could crawl on walls yet. Not yet, probably. I don't know about that.
No, that was like one of his things for a fairly decent amount of time.
I know you have some Spider-Man fun facts, right?
Yeah, I used to read a lot of Spider-Man comics.
The whole thing with, actually no, that wasn't a Spider-Man thing. Yours is the Stan Lee Power Ranger thing was interesting.
Well, yeah, it's a connection to Spider-Man, though.
Oh, I guess it is, yeah.
Because Spider-Man was made into a tokusatsu-style hero in a Japanese TV show. And he was one of the first TV shows to have...
He was joking.
Sure, I know. I didn't know. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm so focused on this game that I was like, whatever, man. Whatever anyone says, I'm not listening. Also, the fact that you can leave it there and be like, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, it's like you have to fall in order to correct your... Oh, why?
So, but obviously Spider-Man was made into that Japanese TV show.
No!
And in it, he had Leopardon, which was a leopard-themed giant robot. I don't know why he had a leopard-themed giant robot, but he did. Regardless...
Wait, Spider-Man had a leopard-themed giant...
Leopardon, yes. Anyway, Leopardon, his giant robot, was one of the first, in that... Nice. You got a big old goose egg as far as score, which is interesting. Oh, I guess because you have to get bad guys to get score.
But I did get a bad guy, sorry.
No, you're just waving at him as you pass. There you go. There's one. But anyway, and
oh, that's right. You can do this. You can swing out. That is kind of cool. I gotta show you that. So when you do that, you can kind of go up and down.
Oh, neat.
So that's kind of neat. I forgot about that. That is a thing.
But so he had the giant robot, and that was one of the first times that style of show had a giant robot in it, which led indirectly and somewhat directly to the formation of Super Sentai, which Stan Lee didn't necessarily know that connection, but years later, because he was interested in Japanese properties, he saw Super Sentai and wanted to adapt it into an American television show. He got with a lady from Fox to try and pitch the idea, and it just never went anywhere. But that lady eventually got a promotion and was the head of acquisitions at Fox years later when Saban, the company that made Power Rangers, brought forth their adaptation of one of the Super Sentai shows. And so she was like, I recognize this. I know what this is. I knew this had potential then. And she greenlit the Power Rangers show.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Sort of, yeah. Spider-Man indirectly in... Spider-Man and his creator indirectly in two different fashions. You were out of web in two different instances were directly responsible for the creation of Power Rangers by sheer coincidence.
Very interesting. Yeah, this guy has so much Power Ranger trivia.
I have a lot of trivia in general.
Personally, Power Rangers was after my time, so I don't really have much context. I know who they are and stuff, but I've never really watched it. So, this guy's taught me a lot about them. Okay, Max Derp. Someone should add the Circus Atari clown on the ground. It should be paddle controlled and give the...
Hey,
that'd work. It's like, hey, it looks like you're falling. How about we'll fix you up here? Kind of like the asymmetrical stuff we were talking about. That'd be awesome. Max Derp, thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Circus Atari clowns. You've saved Spider-Man once again.
So I think all of these Star Wars games have commercials. Okay.
Oh, great.
So let's start that out here.
Star Wars. It's great in the arcade.
Whoa! It's great in the arcade.
TIE fighters, fireballs.
This is totally the arcade graphics.
Coming too fast.
But they're like, he's on the 2600.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, some game, huh?
Some game!
In a galaxy of video games, there is only one. Star Wars, the
R game.
Yeah. I believe this one is super rare, too. Here, I'll let you do that.
All right.
Especially a box copy, I think.
We're
is
giving it
hundreds of dollars here. I gotta look it up.
Oh no. Up and down is inverted.
It is.
I'll get used to it, but I don't like that. Okay, this doesn't look terrible, though.
Loose is $51. Complete, $182.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Was that the Death Star?
Yes, it is. So this thing has always bugged me that they added this extra stuff. This is in the arcade game where it has those towers and you're trying to shoot them. But it's like that wasn't in the movie. I don't know.
This is extended universe content.
Yeah, and it's always bugged me because of that. It's like you had the space battles and you had the trench run. This whole tower thing always has bugged me. It's like they had to add extra stuff to the game. Remember, shoot all the towers in the second screen for a bonus. Okay. So now another thing is, I don't think that the trench run had. Apparently, this version doesn't have it either. Usually, it has bars that you have to go up and down to.
Sure, that was in the commercial.
Yeah, because it's the arcade version. During the trench run, do not fire until the exhaust port to get the you're supposed to use that.
Oh.
Try again. To get the use the force bonus.
Oh.
This is actually a really good port.
Overall, I'd say so.
The 3D.
Shame we can't spend more time on it.
The camera or the 3D walls and stuff totally looks believable that you're in a trench. Shoot it.
Oh, that was the. Oh, okay.
You get a bullseye of Womprat.
I didn't realize what
back
that
home.
was.
That
To
was
be honest,
the exhaust port.
that was the
total
Gotcha.
cosmetic, thing that they probably should have removed. But
it was intentional. Didn't you see Rogue One?
yes. But what's funny about that is I actually watched a video that was sort of they referenced that in the Blue Harvest, the Family Guy version of it. Yeah, it's it was a design decision, and then so I can't remember which one came first. It was Rogue One or TIE Interceptor there.
Blue Harvest came way before Rogue One. Rogue One was like 2014, and I think Blue Harvest was like 2009.
Oh, okay.
10.
So I think it was that they referenced it in Rogue One from Blue Harvest. So. But it was
Oh God, another Death Star. We should probably move on from this, though,
Okay.
since the levels will continue to be pretty similar to that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Next, The Empire Strikes Back. Okay, we've got.
And strike back it did.
Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, a movie that challenged your imagination. Now a home video game where the challenge never ends. The Empire Strikes Back, only from Parker Brothers.
Bird
Wow, that was way shorter.
Yeah, that was a teaser. It's as another famous YouTuber has called, Bird versus Camel.
This one then. Okay.
Yes. Another famous, I'm saying I'm a famous YouTuber.
You sure are. In our hearts.
Said Bird versus Camel. Verse. It's always another thing. It's always weird. Verse. Go. Do it.
Had Empire Strikes Back as a kid and played it quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I think everybody had this one. It was just kind of it was a thing.
Should you just shoot it? Oh yeah.
You gotta shoot it right in the head.
Oh, in the head.
You gotta shoot. There's a special spot in the head. Right there. That's where you gotta shoot it. Just keep doing that. There you go. Underneath, right there. There's a little thing that opens up. And
I
you
saw
can
that,
shoot
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm down.
I guess you don't have to shoot it in the head in order to have that exposed. But yeah, you can feel this part exposed now. I think its butt is it 48 shots anywhere? Okay.
Damn you.
All these AT-ATs are gonna get to the rebel base, man.
We're working on it, alright?
Land in the valley to repair your speeder. I don't remember that. I didn't know your speeder could get damaged. Learn something new every day.
Sit down. Huh.
Interesting. So what does that give you?
Health?
I didn't know you were... I don't see a health bar, though.
You change color.
Ah, okay. Kind of
Just like they do. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. It's actually not a bad way to do that. Providing you know what color is good and bad. Cool. Boom.
Maybe it only happens a couple of times.
No idea.
Oh.
No more healing for you, apparently. Okay, what does that mean? I don't remember.
Am I invincible? What happened here?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Repairs are limited. Aha, you wasted your repair quota. The Force.
I guess we could move on to the next one. Just because.
Sorry.
Is there much more to this? Because not
no.
that I don't want to continue.
No. As far as I know, no. Okay, why is our escape not working? Okay, next up, Jedi Arena.
Yep.
Okay, Jedi Arena. There you go.
You are entering a battlefield of the future. The Star Wars Jedi Arena.
Becoming a Jedi Master takes practice. Using your lightsaber, try to penetrate your opponent's defenses. But watch out, the whirling seeker can attack on its own. So follow your instincts. Now you're ready to take on any challenger who dares to oppose you.
Play the Jedi Arena home video game, alone or head-to-head. The challenge awaits you. From Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
Okay. Jedi Arena.
Fully original, not based on anything. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, this one.
Paddle game time.
Sadly, it'll have to be just alone because we don't see the other controller. Okay, there we go.
So that guy, I think it's kind of a breakout thing. He steals stuff from you. But I'm not exactly sure, what the button does.
It fires the lightning. The blue lightning.
Okay. Okay, so you're controlling the lightning. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Oh no, it's going crazy.
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of hard to aim that.
Uh-oh, going crazy.
Didn't hit him like at all. This is unfair.
Oh, you might be able to get in there.
Got him.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, now I'm on the top.
All right, ready? Interesting concept for a game.
Yeah. I kind of like it. Mostly. Kind of hard to aim, but especially because things are kind of inverted now that I'm on top, so what I was doing before is counterintuitive to what I need to do now.
Right. Uh-oh, you got a chink in your armor up there. Oh!
And he got me. Alright.
Next.
We'll call it.
Next.
Return to the Jedi Death Star battle.
Yes.
Seemingly the only part of Star Wars they wanted to adapt at this time.
You are needed
Death
as a
Star
rebel
battle.
pilot. Become one in the Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle Home video game.
Your mission, fly Millennium Falcon through enemy force field while battling TIE interceptors. Ultimately penetrate and destroy the Death Star before its completion. But beware, the Death Ray can stop you.
Time is running out. Save the rebels. Play Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle from Parker Brothers. If you can stand the pressure.
Yeah, not the Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon. Fly Millennium Falcon.
Okay.
Weird framing.
They actually were going to do
phrasing.
one on Endor too that just never got done. I played this quite a bit on the computer.
Oh yeah?
Took me a minute because I was like, oh wow, it looks very familiar. I don't remember all of what I needed to do.
That looked bad.
Generally. I shouldn't have gotten hit by the dipstick that came down. That's what killed me. But I think it still could blow up. Took a hole in the wall, apparently.
Space wall,
It's
yeah.
always kind of where, yeah, of course, it's a space wall.
A lot of those in the Atari days, it seems.
The sound effects are really cool in this stuff. It's kind of. How do I know it's gonna fire? That's the problem. I remember
This is
just
just
avoiding
freaky.
all these. I want to say you just avoid those.
Oh, I see.
Here, you try. The movement of the Millennium Falcon is pretty cool, though. Oh yeah, I remember that the shuttlecraft, the shuttle.
I see.
Yeah, it just randomly starts shooting at you. And I think the idea is you want to go diagonal, but I don't think I was ever good at that. Do you know you need to hold it versus just letting it off, and that's one of the problems with shooting. It's like the bullets don't keep going unless you hold it down.
Ah, I see. That's annoying, but...
Yeah. That's what it is. That's the way they designed it. Get out of the way.
This is a spooky soundtrack right there.
Oh. She was trying to last the whole time.
I see. Well, good Death Star battle, everybody.
I do like that.
No, it's a solid game.
Good. Now, speaking of solid games, we now have Strawberry Shortcake. Musical matchups.
Neat. Is there a trailer or something?
I know I don't have one, but I believe someone was saying that we need to play this game a lot. So I'll let you.
Well,
go ahead.
We've got more games yet to play, even, but we'll see what we got. Okay. What am I doing?
Good question.
Okay.
I got nothing for this one. I think Jeremiah's out. I'm not sure it's a game. I kind of feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I kind of feel like it's a paper doll simulator. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the paper dolls where you just had like overlays of like outfits or whatever you put over a thing.
Yeah, I'm aware of the concept.
It seems like that's what it is, but I'm not. And it plays a different song if you do different things, but it's a puzzle game. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Cool. All right. Okay.
Ages 4 to 7. Plot. Strawberry Shortcake and her friends.
I got Purple Pie Man.
Strawberry Shortcake and her
You gotta
friends.
match them up.
With
you gotta
what?
figure out. You gotta complete people.
But how do you know what person you're supposed to complete?
I assume there's maybe only one of them that actually has all of their parts in here at any one time.
Time to start the 2600 port of adventure. That would be very difficult on the 2600. I have thought about trying to do something on the 2600, to be honest. I have been working at one point. I was working with the guys from Into the Vertical Blank on doing some 2600 works.
How's that going?
Use their song, I think, is that what you're trying to do to try to figure it out. Players are tasked to rearrange scrambled Strawberry Land's characters within a given time limit, indicated by Mr. Sun on top of the screen. As he goes eastward, if the character is correctly formed, he/she will dance and a theme song will play. Parts of theme songs from the characters on the screen will play should an incomplete character be formed. Okay.
No.
Alright, we can probably move on, I think. We could spend the rest of the stream, and we're already over time.
Alright, fine.
Next.
Super Cobra.
Super Cobra. Alright, which has nothing to do with G.I. Joe.
No?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. They did play a lot with music, Parker Brothers. I'll give them that.
Yes, they did. The bomb comes out like really far in front of you. It's kind of really hard to aim.
Very much so, yes.
Nice. Well, you shot the score? That was funny. You shot it and it looked like it exploded.
Really?
Yeah. Could have just saw it, but it looked like there was a score on the screen and you shot it. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I was imagining.
Maybe you're a fool.
That's very possible. Like, see, it showed the score there, and you're like, you shot it.
Yeah. Because I'm that good, maybe.
I guess.
I'm not really sure. It's kind of... Not. So you just go all the
You
way to
just
the
go.
end, I assume?
Apparently.
Doesn't seem like there's much in the way. Like, I don't seem to have to shoot these guys.
True, I think it's just
For
points.
the most part.
Except that, maybe. I guess you could avoid them by going over.
Interesting. I like the graphics of the helicopter.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. The movement on him is a bit stilted, but because it doesn't look like he has, it's like very blocky. The way he
Very
moves.
much so, yeah. Ah, and it does have that annoying noise again.
Ah, yes, your favorite noise in the whole wide world. They start lifting off later.
What, the rockets?
Apparently.
I see.
Yes.
Here, give it a shot before we
Okay.
move on to Tutankham.
I don't understand why the score would stick around for one of them, but not all.
Yeah, kind of an odd oversight, potentially.
Oh boy.
It's very interesting. Is this interesting?
What? Continue? That was weird.
Yeah. I won't lie, this one feels kind of dull.
Dull? Really?
What?
No. Yeah. We'll see in the rankings video when we do that, but
It's not my favorite of these so far, though.
I gotta say though, I guess we have to get through Tutankham.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. Okay, Tutankham, last game.
All right. No more trailers?
No more trailers. Okay, I think this is kind of more of an adventure game, but I think you're trying to get that. Don't know what it is. Don't know what you're trying to do with it. Besides dying from a snake.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh,
You do have a gun.
Cool.
Every time you get a snake pops out. But it looks like you kind of have to go that way.
Yeah, let's... Also, the movement is interesting in that
No, the
I
snake does not, it's just...
Unrelated, yeah.
Are you to give Lord of the Rings a try? I didn't mess with the unreleased ones because there was enough games. 21 games.
Is
Probably
already a
not
lot.
this stream. So probably not, sorry. I don't have it set up. Oh, it was different. There was a scorpion instead of a snake.
This is rough.
Shoot it.
I'm trying. The button
think
doesn't
the little
always do it.
I think the little T-shaped holes are teleporters. Ah. You gotta time it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try, but timing seems hard. As it is.
Oh, part of the problem is the movement. I didn't realize it
It
keeps
sets
moving.
you in a direction that you're just moving in that direction.
You can't stop.
Can't stop, can't control how fast you're moving.
Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, that's not teleporters. It's the other things.
Now you have a gun? Did you not until you pick the thing up?
I don't know. I don't have a gun. But I don't know. I think that's the item I'm picked up.
Huh.
I don't like that movement. The fact that it
forces you to keep going?
Yeah, that's frustrating. I believe even the arcade game only allowed left and right fire.
Ah.
Yes, that's irritating as well.
what happened there, but good job.
Yay. Come on.
Yeah, this movement is a little difficult.
Map.
You got the treasure map.
Yay.
And now you're in a blood red, strange place. Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Come on.
There you go.
Ah.
And you're done.
Okay.
This one's a little difficult.
Yes. I think this is one of those that we've talked about. Like, it was decent, except like the movement could have been, if it were just stop moving, it could have been better there.
If I could actually control my movement in some capacity.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So we're over our normal time, but I gotta commend you. So you're actually able to sit here the entire time.
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm impressed.
Might have to stretch out a little bit after this.
Sure, but your back is feeling a little better now.
Yeah, my sciatic nerve is definitely less in pain.
That's good.
Even though I still have to, like right now, can definitely feel the tightness just by crossing my leg as I am.
Yeah.
Which you can see, but they can't. So take my word for it. I have legs.
Yeah, he does. So what did you think of Parker Brothers?
Parker Brothers.
I mean, we're gonna obviously do our grading.
Yeah,
video,
but as a quick sum up, Parker Brothers, I think, did a lot with the music for a lot of their things. The graphics were at least all good, all reasonable. I don't know if they were all. Oh, thank you so much, Jeremiah.
They didn't go
Jeremiah
crazy.
just super chatted us.
Oh, thank you.
I don't exactly.
We did show it. Okay.
But it kind of hold on.
We were worried about it last time of not seeing it.
Let's go here because I think it'll show it. Oh, yeah, it's $2.
Excellent.
Wow, thank you so much. Can I give you a little heart? I don't know where or how that shows up, but we tried.
Well, I'm glad it showed up on our scrring now, though, because before I think it was just super fast. That was the problem.
It could have been. I'm uncertain. This is obviously very new, having the capability to receive this kind of thing.
And we very much appreciate it.
Nobody has to ever. Really appreciated that you would do that. Thank you so much.
Anyway, so obviously they didn't go crazy with colors like in Magic.
No, I think they're kind of middle of the road a little bit on some of this.
I think they concentrated more on having characters, this game notwithstanding, but like Popeye and stuff, they actually did a pretty good job of.
They were more interested in a lot of the sprite work.
You could tell what it was. Yes. More on the sprites, less on the colors. But,
and in some of them, less on the game, I will say.
Not all were winners,
but some of these were really interesting, unique experiences for the 2600. I can't say I love every choice they made in every game, but I gotta commend them. They were trying to make interesting games, I think, was part of it. There's not a lot here, and some of these certainly are some of the most unique.
Sure.
They weren't always great, but they were. I would say all of their games were unique for the most part.
Yeah, and to be honest, like the music and stuff, I think that they did a solid job. I don't know if I'd put them on the same par as like a Magic or Activision, but I definitely I think I like them more than Coleco's. A lot of
so I think so. Yeah, they're definitely. But we'll rank all the third parties eventually. I think that'll be fun.
And it'll be probably like 5 years from now when we get through all the third party. But 20th Century Fox next,
maybe
possibly.
Leave a comment on the next.
Definitely
whatever.
Leave a comment. Yeah. Anyway, we're over our normal time. Typically we do 2 hours, but this time
we appreciate you guys sticking around, and thanks for coming with us on our
journey.
Parker Bros journey.
Yes.
I like their commercials overall.
Yeah, the commercials were pretty good.
I don't think they were as creative.
They didn't go crazy with them,
but they were solid. Some of them were pretty fun.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for us today. As always,
smash that like button, hit the subscribing, and keep in touch. All right.
So Max Derp said the Mystique games. We could do like, was it Retro Review After Dark or something, Anyway, put like black bars on the screen.
To be fair, I'm not sure on the 2600 the graphics count enough towards it to actually be considered explicit by anyone's actual policies.
You never know.
I don't know if intent counts towards it.
I don't know,
But
man. There's some pixelated nakedness. Yes, so
already kind of.
You really have to use your imagination to see more stuff, even more so than the scrambled stuff. So
this guy looks like he's as explicit as any of those games.
Yeah, there you go.
But we will go on and do your catchphrase now.
Okay, catchphrase. Yeah. See you in the next adventure. Take care.
Keep in touch.
Keep in touch. That's right. Keep in touch.